The HOA's audacity had escalated to levels that even seasoned veterans of my ranch would describe as reckless. After repeated humiliations, lake intrusions, dock sabotage, Carolina Reaper wing humiliations, snake defenses, junkyard immobilizations, river mismanagement, willow tree tampering, and the biker gang intervention, they were desperate to assert authority by brute force. This time, their attempt reached a dramatic apex. They planned to blow up my front door at dawn, under the pretense of enforcement. What they didn't anticipate was the presence of my son, a trained Navy SEAL, stationed in the house that morning. I was alerted to the impending intrusion via my perimeter sensors just before 5 a.m. drones deployed to track the approach of 3 heavily armored SUVs. While Ranger began perimeter patrols with heightened aggression, the HOA cops, emboldened by past failures yet desperate to assert control, had arrived with explosives and breaching equipment, convinced they could intimidate and force entry. I knew this was not only unlawful but highly dangerous, both for them and for the sanctity of my property. Inside the house, my son had been running a routine security check, unaware that the HOA would escalate to this level. When the sensors triggered, he quickly assessed the threat. Calm, methodical, and highly trained, he prepared defensive positions while ensuring that all communication lines were secure. The drones transmitted real-time footage of the approaching vehicles and the individuals attempting to detonate charges at the door. Karen, predictably loud and chaotic, attempted to coordinate the breach via megaphone. "Step aside. This is legal. You have no right to block us," she shouted. Her voice carried across the yard, but it only served to highlight her audacity to my son, who now positioned himself strategically behind reinforced entry points. Every movement of the HOA operatives was tracked and documented, creating a complete record of unlawful intrusion and reckless endangerment. As the team approached the front door with explosives, my son emerged from a side entrance, Navy SEAL training evident in his composed demeanor, tactical movements, and precise commands. He did not confront with immediate violence. Instead, he used psychological dominance and positioning to immobilize their decision-making. The intruders froze, unsure how to proceed as a calm, authoritative figure replaced the chaos they had expected. "Stop. You are trespassing on private property," my son stated clearly, his voice steady and commanding. "Any attempt to detonate explosives or force entry will result in immediate legal and physical consequences. You have been documented. Leave now, or face arrest and complete liability for damages." Every word was captured on drone video and audio, leaving no room for misrepresentation. The HOA team, including Karen, attempted to negotiate, citing imaginary rights and invoking community authority. My son, unfazed, outlined their unlawful actions, the documentation of past incidents, and the immediate risk posed by their explosives. Slowly, panic replaced confidence. They realized that any escalation would not only fail but result in immediate and overwhelming consequences, both legal and operational. At this point, I coordinated additional perimeter defenses. Gates locked automatically, floodlights illuminated the approach, and Ranger moved strategically to flank any potential escape routes. The combination of natural, tactical, and legal forces created a perfect containment scenario. Within minutes, the HOA cops abandoned their explosives and retreated, humiliated and fully aware of their miscalculation. Karen's screams and threats were drowned out by the sound of engines retreating from the property. Once the threat was neutralized, I ensured that all documentation was preserved. Drone footage, timestamps, audio recordings, and security camera data created an unassailable legal record of trespass, attempted property destruction, and reckless endangerment. The HOA would face formal charges for every aspect of their audacity, from explosives to harassment and trespassing. Reflecting on the incident, it was clear this represented a watershed moment in the ongoing saga. Every prior escalation, lake disputes, docks, Carolina Reaper wings, snakes, junkyard immobilizations, river manipulations, willow tree defenses, and biker gang deterrence, had culminated in a flawless, decisive, and enforceable resolution. The HOA had learned that audacity, when paired with recklessness, meets with preparation, authority, and strategy beyond their imagination. By evening, the ranch was secure. Ranger patrolled silently, drones hovered above, and my son maintained a vigilant watch. Karen and the HOA had suffered another humiliating defeat, learning, yet again, that trespass, harassment, and audacity on my land are met with consequences that are strategic, enforceable, and unforgettable. The front door remained intact, a symbol of preparation, skill, and absolute authority over my property.